This
Problem.
conference will now be recorded.
Okay. Now, with the BSD machines or tools, we need to go into our tooling library, and we're going to create tools that are going to be called exactly what you need them to be called. So can you pull up that picture of what you have for your tools, what you've named them in the BSC?
Yeah. Picture here. There you go.
Okay, great. Let me screenshot that so I can just replicate those tools. New.
I'm probably gonna add some more there.
Sure, no problem.
Because what happened is, I'm taking over the CDC and they use those for the, what's the name? They have the cabinet vision.
Okay,
And
so
they use the 1/2 inch to cut and not the 3/8.
okay. So what we could do is we can make some tools. We'll call it 3_8 comp. That'll be a 3/8 compression. We
Yeah.
can, we're going to follow the same. And I also notice there is no 5mm drill in here. So
No, it's on the block, right?
right, but in Mosaic, we're going to, all we have to do is put the drill in the tool set. It's not physically in your tool set, so don't get me wrong. It's in the drill block on your machine, but
Mhm.
Mosaic just has to have it in there. So all we have to do is just put the drill in there, one of each in the tool set, and because BGSC it does the optimizing for the boring anyway, so that doesn't even show up. But we do need to have it in so it understands that. So the drill that you have in your drill head, is it just say like 5mm or something like that?
On the BSC, I don't know.
Yeah, is there a way you can check that, or is that not an option right now? If not, don't worry about it. I'll do what because I've done a lot of BSA machines, and for the drills they typically do 5mm, 8mm, whatever mm's they do.
Okay,
So instead of
whatever you put here, I'm gonna put there. So
perfect.
I'm gonna put
Okay.
there. So it's 5mm, 8mm, 20mm, and
Okay. So let's take the 1/2 inch compression. We're gonna copy each tool, and we're gonna do this. So we're gonna call this one _half comp. Then we're gonna do a 1/2 inch. Now the 1/2 inch dado is a 1/2 inch down shear, right? That's what that is in your machine.
yeah, but that
Okay.
one, sure. But I need a 3/8 dado as well.
Yep, for sure. So and we want a 3/8 compression. So going forward, the 3/8 compression is what you're wanting to use as your main cutout tool, right?
Yeah, they use a 1/2 inch for cutout,
Yeah.
but it's faster if I use it for 1/2 inch.
Dado.
Isn't it?
Me personally, I've used the 3/8 compression for everything. Melamine, MDF, pre-finished plywoods, shop
Yeah.
ply, whatever, and I found that to be the fastest. Sure, the
Okay.
1/2 inch is fine, but
Okay.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean,
Yeah.
it just eats up more material eventually.
I know.
So, and then we want, 45 degree, we want one of those as well.
Yes.
Okay, copy that. And we're gonna go 45, dig. We have now in Mosaic, we don't need to put in a flat cutter because all we're talking about here is what we're going to use to cut cabinet parts. Flat cutter is never used for cutting cabinet parts, so we don't have to include that in here. Yes, it's
Okay.
on your machine for surfacing a spool board, that's fine, but we just don't need to tell Mosaic about it. It doesn't need
No,
to know.
I can use the program that's already set in there
Yeah.
for the, yeah.
What about what is this 1/2 inch solid?
So they use 1/2 inch for solid wood when they cut solid.
Okay.
So it's, yeah, they used to do doors and
Okay.
then they trim the doors at the CNC.
Okay. So we don't need to worry about that. 35 mil boring. Do you want to do a 35 mil bit in for drilling like hinged holes?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so if I copy the 35 mil drill, we're going to call this one 35 boring.
Mhm.
Sorry, 35, not 38. There we go.
And then I need
Then we have
also,
a 20 millimeter boring bit. So 20 boring. Then we're going to take the 5 mil grit. We're going to copy that to 5 mil, and we're going to just call it, this is how what I usually see, 5 mm.
okay,
So that's pretty typical. That's the one you get for all your hardware holes typically. Do you need an 8 mil at all in there, or a 3 mil
Yeah.
drill?
no, 8 mil?
8 mil, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And we'll call it 8 mm.
And maybe 10 mil as well.
10 mil, okay. I'll copy the 8 mil. We'll call it 10 mm. And on that one, we're going to flip it into 10 mil diameter. Now what's a 1/2 inch gold?
Yeah, so they use they used to use different cutters for different material.
Okay.
They call 1/2 inch comp is for melamine, 5
Mhm.
1/2 inch gold is for plywood. And then they have this 3/8 panel as well. I don't know what they are for. Oh, to cut panels. So they
Okay.
cut panels with it. So they have a bunch of different ones there.
Okay. Do you want to add any of those into Mosaic? Because in Mosaic, we can, ideally, you want to have one tool set. You don't really want to have multiple tool sets.
No, you don't have to.
Yeah. Okay. At least we got enough to kind of get us going. So we're going to go to ATC tool set now. All right, let me get rid of these guys. These are just the old samples that come with the program. All right, I'm gonna leave the SCM, not touching that one. So we're gonna create a new one. We're gonna go to add tool set. And we'll call this one BSC tool set. Now with the BSC machines, tool number, tool order does not matter. Okay, because it's not, it goes off by name. So all we have to do is just put everything in here that we're gonna have. So let's go put the 3/8 compression in, put the 1/2 inch compression, the 3/8 dado, 1/2 inch, let's keep the 3/8 stuff together. The 3/8 compression dado, 1/2 inch compression, 1/2 inch dado, 45 degree. We'll do 5 mil, 8 mil, 10 mil, 35, 20. Let's move the 20 up. And then we have.
So the 35, they actually have, that 35 one, they actually have on the tool set. It's in the tool machine.
Yep, that's fine.
Not on the block.
Yeah, and that makes perfect sense because you wouldn't put that in the boring block. Same with probably the 20 mil. Those are going to be.
It's too hard for the boring block, right?
It is, yeah. That's why we'll call these. We'll treat these as like we can just to keep them organized. We can put them up in here. Not that it matters. Sorry, try it again. There we go. But just for our own organizing, we keep all the tooling here and then all the drilling after that. Okay, so we've got some compressions. Now, you see how it says the 1/2 inch compression is set for cutout tool, 3/8 compression also set for cutout tool.
Yeah.
Mosaic is only ever going to look for the 3/8 compression as your cutout tool because that's the first one it sees on the list. So that's what it's going to do when you generate a G code. So make sure for now that you have a 3/8 compression and you stick it in the machine and call it a 3_8 comp, just the same name as a 1/2 inch comp, but just 3/8. Okay,
Yeah.
and then it'll work. Same with the dado, because that wasn't on there. But other than that, the rest of these guys you had on there, and we just make sure your drills are in your drill block are entered in at 5 mm, 8 mm, 10 mm, whatever you have in there.
I have to put on this tool set. Like number 13, I have to make a 5 mil. Number 14, I have to make 8 mil. And number 15, I have to make a 10 mil.
Yeah, I believe that's how it goes on the BSC. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so that's good. Let's go.
We didn't have to do that on SCM, right?
No, because the SCM is has the if I take you out of here, look at the SCM machine. If I look at the SCM, you see how the SCM has multi-drill selected here. If I go to router setup and I go to multi-spindle, all the SCM drilling is set up in here. It's a little bit different in that we just enter in the tools. We don't actually enter in the feed rates and stuff because that's controlled by the woodwop. Sorry, by Zilog with the SCM, but we have to still enter in. There's all your drills, 5, 8, 20, 35, and 10. So they're all in there. But with the BSA machines, we do not select the multi-drill. So if I look here, you notice that the multi-drill is not turned on here because BSA Works handles the drilling optimizing. We don't, Mosaic doesn't do that. That's just the way BSA machines work.
Okay.
Also, what Mosaic does not have any control over with the BSA machines is the tool feeds and speeds. So if I go down here and I pick like the 1/2 inch compression, even though I'm saying 18,000 RPM at 500 inches per minute, it doesn't matter what I put in here because BSA Works overrides it anyway, and it generates the information from that end. So that's what controls your feeds and speeds.
So then you control from BSA.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
All right. We do need to also do short file names. I just remembered that one. So if I go to library machines, because
file names. So,
yeah, right here, it needs to be a short file name. It doesn't, BSA Works won't recognize like, job name, material name, sheet number. It becomes a, 20 or 30 character name. It won't recognize it. So it's got to be short file name. So it's just going to say S1 R1 or S2 R1, S3 R1, sheet 1, sheet 2, and sheet 3.
What about, so here, my big question is this. Right now, when I create the Mosaic, creates the folders to the SCM machine. It goes to then I load it there, and what I have to do, I have to change on each one of the file. I have to change the spoil board thickness, and I have to do an optimize and change the program language from whatever it is created by Mosaic to the PGR, I think.
Right. Yeah. It's PGM. You have to convert that XXL file by running it through the Zilog program on the machine, and it converts the file.
Okay. On BSA, I don't have to do that.
No, you do not. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, BSA is a lot easier. Yeah, the SCMs are a very complicated machine because there's a lot of stuff that happens after Mosaic. You got to do this and that and the other to it. BSA also a little bit complicated, some more than some others, because you have to name the tools exactly how it goes by tool naming, not tool number. So it doesn't care where tool number 1 is, it just looks at what name that is. So that the naming is important. But other than that, you generate a G-code in Mosaic, you just have to load it up and run it on the machine. There's no converting or no running it through anything else. It does all that automatically.
Okay.
Okay, so what we should do is create, so the machine setup, your tool setup. What we need to do right now is let's create a little test part that will optimize and make a G-code for the BSA machine. So when you get a chance, run that on your BSA machine, cut it out, and make sure it works without any problem. Okay, so we're going to create a little test run.
I will have to change some tooling, so I can only
yeah, I get that. Yeah. So we'll make the file for now, but we won't run it until you get your tools, you got them set up. Then once you've done that, then just load up the file and run it. But we'll get it ready, and you can run it at a future date.
Okay, now question here. If I run into trouble, can I call you?
No, you have to email the help desk because I don't give my number out only because my days are full with training. I would never be able to answer the phone calls I would get. So if you need help, even though I know I'm close, I'm full. My days are full, so I would not be able to answer the phone, and I would, you're going to get quicker help from the help desk.
Okay.
But honestly, it's for what you're doing, it's going to be pretty straightforward. You're not going to run into. I'm not anticipating any issues at all. But if you do have a problem with anything, just go open up your email, and I'll show you how to do that. Because right now that you have to email.
Yeah, I know how to.
Okay, so just go to your email and type in help at Mosaic and then go from there. All right, so let's go new and click, we'll call it BSA test. Okay, so I'm gonna go to room, just drop a wall in here. All right, so I'm just gonna put a piece of material on here, a little 12 by 12 square. And we'll click on edit. What I will do, Leandro, is I'll before I'm done, I'll put my email in there for you. And if you email a help desk, just include me in that so I'm at least in the loop. And if I happen to be free at that moment, I can always respond as well. In
Okay.
case you get something with that. All right, let's go to edit operation. So I'm going to simulate a couple of line bores. So we'll go 1 and 1. We'll copy that and go 1 and 2. Three.
I wasn't expecting you. I was expecting somebody else because I know you were very busy.
Yeah, they are booking me out like not just me, all of us trainers are booked well in advance, but I know me personally, I'm like for me, I'm booked now the next almost 2+ weeks out. So yeah, my days are definitely full. All right, let's go and put that over here and we'll make that guy 1/4 inch wide. Actually, you don't have a 1/4 inch bit in there. Let me not do that.
Make it 3/8.
Yeah, you don't. Okay, so we'll go ahead and just make that 0.377, just a little bit wider than 3/8 of an inch. So we're gonna get a part that's gonna come off the machine looking like that. So it's gonna have just kind of a few different hole tests, single hole, drill block. Actually, what I should do is should put a hole in here, an 8 mil hole.
Yeah.
And we'll put that over here.
And the depth.
Then we'll do maybe, do you want to do what, like a 10 mil hole or 35 mil or 20? What do you think you want to try?
Put a 10 mil
10 mil, okay.
and a 20 mil.
20 mil, all right.
A 35 would work too.
Why not, right? Let's run through the whole thing.
Exactly.
Okay. That one's going to be 13 mil deep. Okay. There we go. So we'll have it looking like that.
Okay.
So these are all 5 mils, and we got 8, 10, 20, 35, a couple of dados to try that out. I think that should be good. Now I'm going to optimize this. So it's just a piece of pre-finished ply, but basically anything 3/4 should be all right. So I'm going to optimize it now. At this point, I'm going to pick the BSC and the BSC tool set. And let's go ahead and optimize that. Generate G code. Perfect. So if I look at the G code now, there it is for the one sheet. The CIX file, that's all you got to load up. So if I look at the G code file, this is not going to make a whole lot of sense just because with the BSC machine, it's not like a typical G code that you can read and see the movements. But that's, if I got that far, that means everything's okay. It picked up, to recognize the tools it needed for all the different operations. It didn't not throw up any kind of an error. So if I save that now in your G code folder, you're going to see the BSC test. You're going to see the pre-finished ply, and there's your CX file that you're going to load up. So when you get some time, after you've got all the tools set up, that's the file you're going to load up.
And if I do a flip operation, it's going to do a flip operation as well.
Yeah, that test part doesn't, but I mean the flip operation procedure is going to be the same as always. That's no change on that, same as before.
Okay.
Now let me go here, I'm going to send you a quick email just so you got my email. The email I got for you is, let me check, double check. So Leandro at lgacabinetsolutions.com, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Okay.
But you don't think you're gonna run in trouble, right? It's gonna just.
No, yeah. It's really, like I said, with the BSA machines, once you got your tool set up, all you have to do is load up the file and run it. It's not nearly as complicated as if you've been doing the SCM machine. This is going to be a whole lot easier for you.
Okay.
I really don't see any complications with that. They're pretty straightforward.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Okay, there you go. So there's my email.
Okay.
All right, back to Mosaic.
Back to Mosaic.
So your BSA machine is all set up. The tools are set up. You should be good to go with that. What else do you
Okay.
want to work on today?
Okay. I have my closets. I have one thing I need to. I need to be able to change is where the hanging bracket is. Those two holes, I tried to change the location of those holes, and I couldn't. I went
Okay.
there, couldn't do it.
So if I go to libraries and I go to hardware,
Mhm.
and we go to fasteners, we go down here to joint templates.
Yeah.
So this is the closet suspension mechanism, right? That you're using?
Yeah.
So these are the holes here. So hole number 1. There. So if I look at it, so drill diameter, 5 mil hole, that's what that is. Distance from joint edge, 3.5, so basically 3.58 or 91 millimeter. That's what controls it there. So let's just look at that without making any changes and show how that works out. That's what controls that distance. On the male side, see, there's nothing. There's no drilling. So the female side, we have one hole. We don't have it. We should have 2 holes. Let me check some on mine. Missing a hole on that. How many holes do you drill on that bracket? Is it 2 holes or just 1?
It's drilling 2 holes, but it's not. The location is wrong.
Okay, let's go out of here for a quick second. Let's take a look at a job. So go ahead and take control. Open up a job that we can take a look at, and then we can fix it from there.
So a job that has the closet.
Yeah, something that it's got a closet. Yeah.
So, I just draw.
Do you know a guy named Chuck
Yeah.
Silverdale?
Yeah, he's my client.
Okay. Chuck and I worked together many years ago. I've known him for a long time.
Yeah, you did something for us
Yeah.
2 years ago, I think.
Yeah, I think yeah. I think he was involved in that way back when.
Yeah.
He told me that I think he told me he was telling me about you guys, or anyway, yeah. So I remember that there was a connection there.
I thought I had it. Free cash. Oh. I thought I did one. The mail, rough, windshield, oh, probably didn't save it. Oh, I know where it is. It's here. Yes. Products. There you go. Those are closet. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
First come first, the cutting, the notch at the back, that little notch is too close to the top.
Okay.
And then I want this, I want this going down here to meet those 2 holes here. These 2 holes here, they are counting from this edge and not from this edge. So when I put the bracket is come flush out this, you know what
Sure.
I mean?
Yeah. So we need to take these holes and we need to shift them in this direction, the
Yes.
equivalent of whatever width that is.
Yes.
So let's measure that to there right now. So that's 3/8 of an inch, which means that this hole here right now is at,
It's about 32
yeah,
mil.
so 13/16, and we need to go over, so 8125 plus 0.375. So it needs to be 1 3/16. All right, so we just need to take these and shift them over by 3/8 of an inch.
Yeah.
What about top to bottom? Are they okay there? Or do you want to raise them up or down?
Yeah, they are okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it should be 108 from the top to the center.
Okay, so from the top there,
Yeah, 108, it's 108 mil.
yeah, so 4.25 times 25.4 is 108. Yep, that's correct. So then we just need to take this guy, and how far down do you want to have that from the top here? Because right now,
2.5.
2.5 to the starting point. Okay, so it's only 3/4 right now, and that's got to go down to 2.5, right? Okay.
I know how to change that, but it doesn't stay. And then
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got 3/8 by
I
3.
just want to be able to move it when I need it.
So I'm going to go to, so we go to library. So two places. First, the hardware library is what controls the hole spacing,
Mhm.
and it's the cabinet parameters that control the notch placement and size. So let's start with the hardware. Joint templates, the closet suspension mechanism. So drill diameter, so right here. So we're going to go where the end and the top come together. So 20 mil, which is basically our 13/16, right? Pretty
Yeah.
much, yeah. So we're going to go, we need to take that and then hole number 2, 52. So we got to add to whatever we have here, we're going to add 3/8 to that. So second hole is going to be 2.0472 plus, yeah, let's just do it in millimeters, it's easier. So 52, so I know that 3/8 is 9.5 mil, right? 0.375 times 25.4. Yeah, so 9.5 plus 52, that's 61.5. And the first hole is going to be at 29.5. So 1.1875 times 25.4. Yep, that's pretty much right there. And that's the only one. It's just where the end and top, because the only place that happens. This distance down, so it's 91 plus 19 makes it, 16, so 91 plus 16, 107, or 17 to 108, depending on the material thickness. Yeah, so that's about right, up and down. So that's going to control that. So we're going to go ahead and save it, click OK. Now, if we go look right now, we're going to see that those holes now have shifted inward, right?
Yeah.
So now we just have to take this guy and pull it down. So we'll do that next by going to settings and job parameters. So under libraries, the LGA closet system, we're going to go down here to closets and right here. So we got a 3/8 by 3 inch notch. This is it right here. Instead of 3/4, we're going to make that 2.5.
Yeah.
So we'll click OK.
And then we save as, right?
Then we go, exactly, we go edit and save as, because we want to keep that.
Mhm.
And then we're going to go save. Now what we also need to do is go into your Closet V8 library globally and load that in. So the next time you start a job and pull from that library, it's also going to work off the updated parameters. Otherwise, it's going to revert back to the old setting and it won't work. So I go to my Closet V8, click parameters, because you're going to see the parameters right there. So I'm going to click load.
Okay.
We're going to load in the closet system. Click open. We can see it changed to 2.5, so now we're good. So not only did we fix it at a job level, we also fixed it at the global library. So all new jobs from now on that are pulling from the Closet V8 library will recognize that change and use the new settings.
Okay.
So now let's look at it here under the cross section. So that's what it's looking like now.
If I want to change the thickness of that,
The notch,
the hole, it's just go to the
settings, job
settings.
parameters. Yeah. Go to the closet category, and right here, that's your width of your notch. That's this distance
Yeah.
dimension right here.
And if I want to change the diameter of the hole from 5 to 10, I do it on
Yes.
the
So if it's the drilling, then you do that in the hardware library under the joint template.
Yeah.
So pick the closet suspension mechanism, and there you can change the drill diameter right there.
okay, and then I save it.
Mhm.
Don't
As soon as with that, as soon as you click OK or you save it and click OK, that will instantly apply to everything everywhere. There's nothing you need to load in or redraw. It's a global setting that instantly applies, and that's all you need to do. Every job that using it will be updated.
Okay, that's fantastic.
All right.
Okay. Next. What is next?
All right. What do you want to work on next?
Yeah. My drawer boxes. The dado from the drawer boxes.
Okay.
Not the dado, sorry. The dowels.
Okay.
It only do 3 dowels because the way it was set before.
Okay.
Then if I have like a 12 inches high drawer,
So it's the LGA standard drawer box. Let's look at that. Oh, I see that. Okay. So if
so
this,
yeah, I like to add another dado.
or dowel in there. Okay.
Yeah,
12 by say 22.
see, yeah, I'd like to have another.
So where would you like that dowel to be? Like down further here?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Let's count it for 10 minimum, so then we can like for the, yeah, 10.
Yeah.
And then we add a 1 at the bottom, yeah, like 32 or 64 mil.
Yeah. So if we take this guy and we copy it, and then on the Y, we're going to go 19 plus 32 plus 96. If we go plus another 32, let's see what happens there. That's going to put it there. If I do a 64, it's probably going to be close to the bottom, but it's probably still going to be okay.
Yeah, still be okay.
Okay, so instead of 32, we'll go plus 64. That's going to put it there.
Yeah, that's perfect. And
Oh.
the back too.
And then we'll take this guy, copy that, and paste it, change the Y formula to that, and click OK. So now if this guy got narrower,
Yeah,
see how they drop off? And if it got wider, then you got, at least you got the 4 of them in there. So if that was like a 12-inch drawer, that's fine. If it dropped down to like an 8-inch, then it drops off. Down.
yeah.
Oh no, actually that's not. I need to put a height on it. See, right now at 8-inch, do you ever do you end up with sometimes 8-inch drawers? If we do like an 8 or 9, that's fine. If it drills a hole, it never get used, no big thing. But I just don't want it to be drilling off, because if I go down to 8 inches, you see how it's just out there? If I go down to 7 inches, it's probably going to turn off. Yeah, there we go.
Now here's the thing.
Yeah.
If you do a 6, it's gonna drill. Yeah, it's gonna.
Yeah, like that. Just give you the 2.
Yeah. That's fine.
Okay. So that's the left. Let's do the right side as well. So we'll go into there. To make this guy 8 inches wide. Let's go to operations. So we take this one. Going to copy and paste. Oh, sorry, not 8 to 10 inches. Not 8. 10 inches. There we are. 10. There we are. And we'll copy that. All right, so that's set up. Do we want to also apply that to anything else or just the standard?
Everything LGA says, yeah.
Okay, LJ, okay, standard trays. That looks the same. Okay.
Now I'm gonna have a boring machine only for the drawer, so it's gonna be set up for. I don't know if you heard about Kitchen Corner in Aldergrove.
No, what happened?
This is where I'm moving into.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So let me see. So where in Aldergrove is that located?
it's at Fraser Highway. It's
Okay.
right. Yeah, so after you going west, you pass the little town, and
Oh
then
yeah,
there
yeah.
is.
Oh, okay, I know. So yeah, you're pretty much almost right downtown Aldergrove, right?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Oh, you know what? I remember the sign now because I mean I drive through there all the time. But they're
Yeah,
closed. You're taking over their spot. Oh, okay.
they are retiring.
Oh, okay. So I'm gathering you must live out this way then, right?
I still in Walnut Grove.
Okay. Well, it's not too bad. You're going against the traffic.
Yeah.
All right. Copy that. Okay, so we did the standard LGA standard tray, LGA standard drawer box. Do you want to do all of the LGA stuff?
LGA standard full
This
bottom.
is standard full bottom. You got a spec here, species trays, Acurai drawer boxes, 3/8
No,
full dado, 3/8 dado,
LGA,
probably not.
LGA drawer box. The
Okay.
Accurate doesn't, but
Okay.
the
So we did this one. That
yeah,
one's done. And we did that one. That one's done.
there is another one on top. Go up.
Oh, this one.
Yeah,
Okay.
this one.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, let's do that as well.
But I can always copy and
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Let's go to operations. Copy, paste. How's your work schedule? Are you keeping pretty busy?
yeah, I'm my SCM machine is down
Oh,
since Christmas. The
oh
ball,
wow.
the X axle bearing, it's gone, and
Oh
then
boy.
I have to replace it. So I ordered a part, and it's coming from Italy,
Oh
and
my gosh. Yeah. Oof.
2 more weeks.
That's crazy. That's
That's
a
why
lot of, I mean, that's when your machine's not running, you're losing a lot of money. That's your money maker right there.
I know, I know. Yeah, we are like struggling a little bit, but
Mm,
lots of work to do.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so the drawers are done. Now we can take a quick check on, I know there's no drawers in here, but let's just, for fun, let's just go ahead and pull
just pull the cabinet.
a drawer bank. We'll drop it right in here. Yeah,
That's it.
oh, you see what's happening right there? It's trailing a dowel. We might want to consider hiding that one because if this end up at an 8-inch, that's always going to be right there, but we can put a hide formula on that. Yeah, let's go. I know what I'm gonna do. I got a trick I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna take the standard drawer box. I'm gonna go here. Make this guy 10 inches wide. Okay, so this one, the hide. So 185, that is basically 7.5. So we want to take this and we actually want to hide it if it's less than, say, 210. 210 mil. Okay, then I'm going to take the shape and I'm going to save to library. I'll call it dowel drawer side. So then I'm going to go to the right side and I'm going to go load from library. Confirm that that's going to work. So if I make that 8 inches, yeah, see how now that hole hides?
Yeah.
If I make it 9 inches, the hole appears. If I make it 8 inches, it's gone. All right, perfect. And then let's go to the standard tray, load from library. Right side, load from library. The LGA drawer box. All right, let's pull that one drawer bank in. Take a peek at that. That's much better. So if I went in to this cabinet and let's just go to the face and make this bottom drawer, I don't know, 14 inches or something. There you go. So now I got a bigger drawer picking up the 4th dowel.
Yeah, that's good.
Good deal.
Okay. If we have time, I
Mm-hmm.
think we have 10 more minutes.
Yep.
If you library, if you see the library there, when you load it,
Mm-hmm.
there's those POC light shelf. If take like for instance, we do connect cater
Yeah,
control
you got
here.
control. You know where you're looking. Yeah.
So let's say I have another one. Real quick. Oh, here. Okay, ask. So, where's my console? Go to product. Yes. Very, very quick. So I do this cabinet here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I edit as put a interior, put a shelf, I transform this to a shelf. And then I come edit, load from library. Library, I get this guy here.
Okay.
And then it will create this for walk-like shelf. Now, I don't have that one for the corner cabinet. Can we create one for a corner cabinet?
That is a lot more complicated because of the nature of a corner cabinet with the shape.
Because
So
I have to do by hand, so that's better.
yeah, I think what I would do for corner cabinets is I would actually make a copy of a corner cabinet. Let's say this guy here. So if I make a copy of that and call it WCC 90, puck light or something like that, and then take that cabinet, put the shelf in there, add the operations to it, and save that in your library. So when you need that one, you pull it in, because that way you don't have to add
But what about if I change the size of that cabinet?
Yeah, we can make it where the let's say let's pull in, let's do this. Let's pull it. We can make it where it's parametric. So I'll add a wall after this guy here, and we'll put a corner cabinet up in here. Okay, so if I click on that, go to interior, let's go ahead and just put a shelf in here. So if I go into the parts and I just grab the one that says shelf and click edit, edit operation. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a couple of holes in here for the moment. Let's bore holes. So how big, what's the diameter of that puck light hole?
3.
3, okay.
And it's only 3/8 of an inch.
5 deep.
Yeah, and then this hole is in the center of that.
Yeah, so center front to back here?
No, it's center. Can I show you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just, so it's going to be one hole about here somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we can do is we can put it into, let's say that looks kind of centered. If I take that and lock it to the top left corner like this,
Uh-huh.
and I click OK, we're going to look at this in a wireframe from the top so we can see as we're working on it. So you can see where the hole is. So if I took this cabinet right now and I went like this, yeah, let's look at this in 3D. So if I took this cabinet and just, I'll stretch it out,
Mhm.
see what happens? It stays in that position, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because of the anchor points.
Yeah. And what about my grooves?
And we could do the same with the groove. So let's go undo, 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 and edit. So if I go back to parts, grab that shelf, go to edit, operation. So you want to have a groove running both directions? Or just out the back?
At the back.
Okay.
And then a groove running this way.
Yeah.
One here and one here.
Okay. So let's go cut a groove.
Yeah.
So for the first, we'll take this guy. We're going to rotate it 90 degrees. We're going to put that at, how wide do you make that groove right against the back edge?
7/8.
Okay, so 7/8
Yeah.
wide. So what we'll do is we'll make it 1 inch wide, and then we're going to put that in at 5.25 in on the X. So it's going to cut in 7/8 this way, and an 1/8 of an inch off, right? So 3/8 of an inch in, right? 1 inch, half inch, yeah, 0.375. There we go. And we're going to put 0 on the Y, and we're going to put a, we'll just put a formula on this one to say equal to part width. Okay, so I know it's going to run off, but that way if you change the size of it, this will always follow. It's kind of hard to have it end at a particular point here, especially if you change the angle of that at all. Or we can if this never changes that cut, then we can say something like part W minus say 120.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be all right.
Change the back there.
Then we're going to anchor that to the bottom left. Then we're going to, how deep do you go with that? Same 3/8 of an inch?
Yeah.
Okay. Then we're going to take that and copy it. Then we're going to rotate that another. Then this one on the Y is going to be at part W, or sorry, part L, the length of the part. So part L, that means going to keep it anchored at, I'm sorry, in the Y, X part, my bad, wrong one. Part L. On the X, on the Y, we're going to put it at part W minus 3/8. So we're going to go part W minus 9.5 mil. That's going to place it like that. The length of this is going to be the part L minus 120 mil. So it's going to stay looking like that. Then we're going to paste another one in there. And that one we're only going to rotate 45 degrees. And we want to put that in at, and this one's going to get a little bit trickier. So the length of this one is going to be, or let's just call it 150 for now. We'll change that in a second. And up here, I need to figure out where that point is, right? So if I look at this, this is coming up 22, and we'll call it 22 3/4. So then this one, oh, no, it's all the way over there. So, okay. So that is, what is it from there to there? Well, I can kind of use that as a guide. Okay, we'll call it 18. So let's put that at 18, see where that ends up. No, not quite. Let's maybe make it 17. This is a tricky one. It's just placing that where it needs to be.
Yeah, 17.
I think that will work. And in this guy, we'll make it 8 inches long. And we also want to have another one going this direction, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to be 90, 135. So we're going to anchor all. So this one we anchor to the back corner. This one we're going to anchor to the top back corner. It's going to stay there. This one's got a formula on the X and Y, so it doesn't matter about anchor point. It really don't matter. This one too on the, we're going to anchor at the bottom left because we don't need a formula on that. So now this part is going to look like this.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, let's click OK. So that's what it's going to look like. Now let's just try this out for a moment. So if this part this cabin got wider this way, yep, so you can see the dado gets longer, but that all stays correct.
Yeah.
If it goes this direction, that all stays longer, but that all stays correct. Yep, that's all working good.
Okay.
Okay, so what we'll do now is we're going to rename this one.
WCC Spotlight.
And we'll save that to the library. Now we have a new cabinet in the library with those parametric pieces already in play. So
Okay.
let's take that. So I'll just move it up in the library for you. And we'll go to LGA frameless. So is Chuck still using Mosaic or did he go back to Cabinet Vision?
He went back to Cabinet Vision.
I wondered how long that would take.
He's yeah.
He's been using Cabinet Vision for so long. It's like I know he wanted to so many times to try Mosaic, to switch to Mosaic, but he's got so much time and money invested in it, and I think that's what he knows. So that's all right.
Program better, so anyway.
Yeah. Okay, so now under your wall corner cabinets, you have the one with the puck light in there as well.
Okay, good. That's awesome.
Awesome. Well, have yourself a good evening, and we will talk to you again.
Yeah.
All
I'll
right,
try.
take care.
I'll try to
Yeah, so
get,
like I said, if you have any, when the time comes and you got your test running that part, if you have any trouble at all, just send a help desk an email, but also include me in that email as well so I can see it. And if I have time, I will gladly respond to you. But just in
Okay.
case I can't, if I'm in the middle of a training session, I can't, then the help desk will get back to you as quick as possible.
okay, no problem.
Good deal.
Okay.
All right, Leandro, take
Thank
care.
you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Bye-bye.